But you can still see the showrooms there, the service department, all brands, everything's here. Auction day again. This is a big collection of all brands of cars. Fords, Dodges, Studebakers, Chevrolet, Pontiac. These have sat for decades. In this location, the city has said it's time for them to go. So the old man's selling them. Back there is the old building that they sat in. That lot was full of trees all between the cars. They've sat here as long as I can remember. And today, the highest bidders will own them. This is a really neat location. This was the old Economy Motor Company Volkswagen dealership. There's not a huge amount of Volkswagens out here, but there are a couple. This was repurposed later as a mechanics shop and an antique store. But you can still see the showrooms there, the service department. Crazy to think this was all new Volkswagens back in the 60s. It's always had old cars here, one form or another. This is a 64 Chevelle Malibu SS project car with the spinner caps. Guy was telling me the other day they made a version of this later with a smooth center without the flippers to please Ralph Nader himself. Power glide column, but it's got a 4-speed hump and pedals. Have a lot of work to go to bring that one back. Always cheaper to buy one done, but if you want the satisfaction of saying your hands brought it from nothing to something, then project's the way to go. 64 El Camino to match. These El Caminos have a boxed frame instead of a C-channel, so you always got to watch for rust. If they were ever hitting the front, those horns like to bend. There's a lot of El Caminos around that are otherwise decent cars, but not restorable till you get a good frame found. There's probably not that many of now. This is a 56 Thunderbird with the porthole. Restoration that never finished but got a long ways on. At the 312Y block. A lot of parts. Reupholstered seat, re-chrome bumpers. Is that a 56 or a 55? Dual exhaust manifolds. Caterpillar forklift. It's a unique piece. If a guy was a cat collector, it'd be kind of a cool one to have. El Camino. This was originally brown. Somebody painted yellow. This is original plate. You see that 1980 sticker on there, the yellow one, means that it was cleared by the state to be run as an antique tag. Factory console shift. Automatic. Just a rough old car that's been refurbed a little. 305 Dismal. Terrible engine. The old International gate. Trunks that came over on the boat. Lots of old license plates. That 1968's cool with the 968. We are right on the Oklahoma border. So there's quite a few Oklahoma. Here's a lineup of cars and trucks. Do apologize for the road noise. We are right here on a state highway. Old 50 Chrysler. That's just a stately old lady. Very solid, well-built cars. Vault-like doors. Really neat design on the dash of these. One of the very first probably dozen cars I parted out was a 49. It was an old Survivor like this that had a shed fall on it in a tornado. So most of the body had just been chopped off. I parted a lot of stuff off that car. Guy had actually bought it for the engine to put in a combine. I think Massey. Put them in forklifts too. That old Chrysler Industrial 6. Kind of made its way around. Little MG Midget with the rubber bumpers. Not worth much. 67 C30 Chevy, that's the long chassis. Super Duty V10. Didn't build those super long. 63 Impala. 4-door sedan. Some good parts left, but not all that many. Power Glide, non-AC. Not so good in the back. Look at the way that hood just rusts right over all the spots of the dum-dum. Studebaker Lark Daytona, 2-door hardtop. Be a good parts car. Not a huge amount reproed for Studebaker stuff. Here's a Volkswagen kit car. Fiberglass. I'm not sure the name of that. There was a Bradley. It's a real common one, but I don't think this is it. Sort of a Lamborghini style. This old Studebaker wagon got the V8. Old relic of a Western Auto battery. I've been told that the rocker arm shafts on these you can put on, I think, Cadillac or Oldsmobile out of the 50s. So those are kind of a popular conversion part. You can see somebody's picked that up with an old cable winch truck back before the days of skid loaders and being nice to stuff. They were kind of cruel. That roof rack, pretty desirable piece. Don't see too many of them around. They can be big money. Fortunately, I think you pull that off and it would relax back straight. Another Lark Daytona. There's another. There we got a badge. Yep, it is a Bradley. This one's in a little better shape. See, we've got the 5-lug adapters for the Chevrolet wheels. Typical rust issues and everything. There is a pair of seats for this out back. It's got the gull-wing doors, kind of a cool car. Studebaker Land Cruiser. That was their large wheelbase. Super, super cool car. The old suicide doors. It's like the Pink Ladies in Grease, except theirs was a late 40s. I don't think it was a bullet nose. Corvair, 61-4. Be identifiable by that center grill emblem. 1946 through 48 Pontiac. It's the fastback body, like the Chevy Aero sedans. That one's got a good back glass. I was selling them on eBay. There's a live rat. It's a car that comes with a pet, just not a domesticated one. Old 64 Chevy. Original green's been repainted over. Got a gas jug, so it was probably a runner. Custom cab, but small back window. Long bed. 84 F-250 four-wheel drive. Got the bale bed. 62 Falcon Ranchero. This is so similar to my dad's. His is a 62 two-door. It's that same white color with all the primer spots. His has a turquoise interior. I asked him, it's like, Dad, why did you just fill the dents with Bondo? He said we had to. So he was in Virginia in the 70s, and in order to pass inspection, they had to put filler in the dents. Red interior in this. Pretty rusty car. I think a lot of the inspection deal was just a racket for shops to sell people repairs they didn't need. But on the other hand, you can argue on the East Coast and in salty states probably did mean a lot for road safety. I'm sure there was probably people driving around in stuff that the suspension would have fallen out of had a mechanic not hoisted it up and told them so. 64 Bel Air. Somebody started restoration on this. 230 inline 6. A really original car on the inside. 80,000 miles. A thick repaint on there. 64 Ford 4-wheel drive. This is that one they call the wrong bed. It's got a 57 to 60. It's a custom cab, which on these basically is just dash trim. Not a whole lot beyond. It's a Y block. My understanding is the Y block was only used until 62. That one looks rebuilt. Makes you wonder if they swapped it in. The big winch bumper with the bull bar. Pretty solid truck. Everybody's rolling in. Sale starts at $917. This is Chup out of Inola, Oklahoma, and they have never done a Saturday sale. They said in northeast Oklahoma, football is religion, and if they had a Saturday sale, everybody would be worshiping at the arena and not at a sale to bid. So we're here on a Thursday. 330 John Deere diesel. That's a tractor you could use that also would have collector value. Chevy 3500 HD with the 19.5s. 48 to 50 Dodge, 5-window short bed. There's a chassis and all the rest of the parts to put it together. Another old Ford. This is a unit body truck. Long bed. The old inline 6. Chevy pickup bed trailer. Alice Chalmers. There's a black 51 Packard. The white walls. Rebuilt engine, never fired. Thunderbolt straight 8. More than likely that thing's seized from sitting. Probably need taken apart and honed. It's just an old abandoned project. '60 Studebaker Lark. Not a bad car. This is a F-250. 2-wheel drive, extended cab. Joe had interest in it, potentially. GMC Yukon. C20 4-wheel drive. This is an 81, yeah, 81. Got the old 350 in there. 1950 Plymouth 3-window coupe. Totally rusted and gone, but a lot of what's there is specific to that 3-window coupe, including the back glass. I had a guy desperate for that back glass one time. Don't know if he ever found or not. 98 Ranger. Here's an International 2444. That's a rare tractor. One I've never seen. That one would be a good collector piece that you could refurbish and use. Mowers. There's a anhydrous tank converted to a culvert. If you were ever curious what the inside of one of them looked like, there's your chance to see it without being blown to pieces or part of an emergency rescue scene. It's probably one of the neatest pieces here. It's not a Bugatti, it's a Bugatti. This is a fiberglass kit car on a bug pan. Seen the Mercedes and the MG kits, but the Bugatti, just a very, very obscure, real uncommon. See, there's a fair bit of modification to build it. Got to move the shifter back. Your seat's basically right over the transaxle. Now there is online bidding. I want to say this one's already maybe in the 4,000 range, but try and find something more unique that would catch attention than that. I can't think of one. 66 Valiant Signet convertible. That's a really neat car. Final interior. That one's got cruising stickers from 2011. It's been sitting since then and probably needing full reconditioning of brakes and fuel system. It's crazy. Thing goes from a car show to sitting out to molder. Corvair van. This one's remarkably good. Got the cool pack AC. One rear seat. These old 60s vans, the seats are one of the hardest things to find because they're second and third owners. Just use them to haul stuff and toss them. Pretty hard to come by. There's old Pontiac V8. The Trans Am it goes in. Or is that a Firebird formula? I am not an expert on these at all. Automatic. AC car. Old International. This is a cool truck. Very utilitarian. '55 or 6 Ford. 56, I guess. Got Mercedes Fintail. Diesel with the AC. It's a sunroof model. Ugh, not quite opening. 190D automatic. So I'll have to look from the outside the best we can. Very expensive car to restore. Strictly parts in that condition. It's cool that it's a sunroof model. 79 El Camino. This was maybe $600 or $700 on online bidding. Pretty rough old dog. Standard column without the tilt. There's a lot of these around, and they're pretty affordable buy-in and easy to work on with a lot of available parts, so it makes a good high school kid first project for an old car. Old Volkswagen Vanagon. In my opinion, that would be a perfect four-wheeled scrap dumpster. Zip the top open, fill it up, cash it in. 54 Packard, mostly done. Now sat long enough, it probably needs mostly redone. Look at that. Somebody took that in and totally refurbished it, and then became a rat motel. Just not good to have one sit neglected. 54 tail lights. That's a neat car, but you can't really call it a restoration. Just refurbished at best and left to sit and decay more. 97 F-150 and a Ranger. Those would have sat on a new car lot together almost 3 decades ago. Not collector items. Here's the detritus of a post-apocalyptic scene in there. Flea market stuff that never made it on the shelves. It's one of the biggest car collections filmed at auction in a while. All brands, everything's here. Been reconfigured some, but you can still definitely tell they've boarded over those plate glass windows. There's still these here. They've added the fence. Sun's got a lot of glare this morning. There's the old brick. Parts and service entrance. Imagine all the work on the Volkswagens that went on in here. Being small cars like that, it's not just an overly huge shop. It's pretty cleaned out. It's probably where they did engine or transmission rebuilding. I've driven by this place a bunch over the years and never knew it was a VW dealer. There's not a spectacular amount of parts here for resale, but still always gotta look. Just never know what you'll find. There's a deluxe steering wheel for the custom cab pickup. There's one more old German car back in the row. Yep, there it is. What is this thing? Tag tell us? Yep, BMW 700S. Barish Motor and Work. This is rear engine car. Twin carb, air cooled. Similar a lot of ways to a Volkswagen, but different in a lot of ways also. A rusty, bombed out hulk of a shell. It's the parts car now. Still neat to see it. Here's the Perino Chow's signs with the matching checkerboards. The old AAA, Oklahoma Natural Gas, probably pipeline markers. Those old porcelain signs survive really well. There have been stories of guys finding ones buried on property cleanups, and they'll nick a corner with an excavator and dig them out. White Rose gasoline and Arco motor oil. Really bad shape, but it's a rare one. This is partial piece. You see those hands there. It was a kid holding like a big chalkboard. You see the lines there. They'd put their specials or their tune-up prices or whatever. Really neat relic. Those are worth big money, complete, in nice shape. The old lighted Budweiser clock. Wolf's Head tin sign and VDOL. Some of this is listed online. Those were already fairly valuable. 1957. It's marked. Here's a what's it corner. Some sort of communications device potentially. Some old brass lamps. Those may not be old, they may just be a reproduction, may not even be automotive. Santa Fe clock. Make sure the trains run on time. Modern style neon Budweiser plastic. Still with a neat old look to it. Take a second look at this Ford. I was thinking it was a 55, so I called Joe and he said, yep, it was marked wrong. There's the original grill inside. Got the steel park light ends with the round buckets. 56 was pot metal. They were an oval shape. he was telling me, hey, I think that's a factory AC car. Sure enough, got the top vents there on the dash. Then you've got magic air conditioner controls there. Well, it's still got the compressor. Put on your Y block. Have an old Ford with factory AC. Not one of them around every corner for sure. He's a bit of a small engine mechanic too. So there's various pieces of that sort. It's an old partial garden tractor. It's got the Sears All-State tires. This old home light, kind of neat. Couple of these John Deeres. Some of these, just like full-size tractors, are now blurring the lines between collector pieces and usable equipment. And out of the dealership, here's a bunch of the old Volkswagen body parts. So you can see probably well into the 80s. Still in business. Not a huge amount of bug stuff, but there is a little. Some square back, presumably station wagon fenders with the straight tops. Old bug glass. That's quite the transition Volkswagen made from the bugs to the real blocky rabbits and Golfs. Some old exhaust cylinder heads. I've had pretty good luck with these cylinder heads on eBay. Many hubcaps. 1940s through 80s era. That's kind of an odd one. 67 Camaro. Not a lot of people know about those. Most of those Camaros had rally wheels. There's an old Porta-Power with a whole bunch of attachments. That ball one is kind of an oddball, but the threads are janked. So makes you wonder how many of these old tools were actually used back in the VW dealer days. There's a neat one. Old white. 221,000 miles. And a rated 100 mile per hour speed. For the days when big trucks were governed by their companies to a certain top speed. Just a lot of parts and pieces, stuff he worked on. If a guy is buying cores, there's a lot of good core parts here. I was told that market changed a lot with the coronavirus. There's a Packard bumper guard, that old black four-door. There's the rear valence. I think I saw the grill laying out here somewhere too. Stuff got scattered to the 4 winds and to the 8 rows of auction pieces. These old visors. People really like them. This is for a 53 or 4 without the split windshield because the center brace is up on the roof. Firebird bucket seat. These Chevy pickup seats, mid-90s, those always really sell well. Everybody's got a ripped up one they want to replace for something nice if they have to impress somebody or resell their truck. Little propane kit there. Bug transmission. Rims and tires of various kinds. This 3-spoke I've never seen before. Some kind of aftermarket probably. A lot of these 60s Chevy grills. 63. Kind of nice, 1 year only. Packard bumper. More bug transmissions. Bug heads. More bug heads, wow. That Packard grill. Got a friend of mine that watches the channel looking for one of them. Be a good excuse to drive 2.5 hours to an auction just for one part. Handy auto kit. What are we looking at? Torch. It's kind of neat. But some of you guys watching probably have used one of those. There's the firewall dash for the Bugatti. Go return that to the car. More hubcaps, 30s to current.
Bobby's right over here. You got any questions? He was kind of collecting rare things. He had projects. He built cars since he's been a young boy, and as you can tell, the project got out of hand. So anyway, so now he needs to sell it because he is a farmer out north of town, and so he needs to concentrate on farming and raising cattle. So anyway, so we're cleaning this place up for him. If you are wanting to, from the pop bottles underneath.